Hey everybody, what's going on? Well, the December 24, 2011 date for the Mayans and the other little documentary that little Leonard Nimoy narrated, well, that turned out to be wrong, Spock. It was mistranscribed. Nice little view, though, documentary. Had good information in it besides that. This is the B over here on Sechi. I showed you A when I showed you why that thing reminded me of a vector. So when you look at the B, I don't really know what to say about that. If that's a reflection, it's a big one. It's transparent. You can see all the stars that move, the horizon and everything behind it as things move. Get a little more sun on it, and then it becomes a little better visibility to it. It is strange, though. It would have to be, to me, a reflection off of something. Whatever it is, it's big. I don't know if it's reflecting the sun or what that reflection is. But it's transparent, so if it were an object, I don't know how you'd see through it. Unless it's a kind of an object we have no idea how you could or whatever about it. That's pretty far out there, though. And it moves as the comet moves. And there we got that little tail slice or whatever it is. It looks like a vector. And then that's a pretty good centered shot of it. It's perfectly round. I don't see how that would be a gigantic reflection of a camera lens or anything. I don't see that. So, I'm not sure what that is. I think it's something to do with the imaging process, though. It's caused some kind of reflection. But it wouldn't surprise me if it was not that. And back over here on Niemeyer, this is 1226. They didn't have too much to offer today, but they did have some weird lighting. Seems to have created some dottage, but not black ones. You see how dull and cloudy and gray. And these super duper high technology Niemeyer webcams, well, we get a black dot when we have high intensity light. They claim that overloads the sensor. So cloudy, overcast day should not provide a ton of light to overload the sensor. But we go from gray and see the clouds move, a little bit light opens up. Definition on the tracks and everything on the snow become more apparent. And then all of a sudden, what becomes apparent becomes a blob of that. Now, is that supposed to be severe reflection? Where it cannot define anything, it's just a big giant shine there. Because you can see it get on the edges of the station too. It's just strange the way it looks, and then you end up coming up with dots up here in the clouds somehow. Why aren't there any dots over here in this part of it, or back here in that? What is this thing with the dots in the clouds? You can see how the edges of the station and the whole outline of the snow and everything somehow looked real weird. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, you got dots in the clouds. I don't know why they would be up there, all the way up there. Anybody got any idea how in the world the reflection off the snow from the sun that's not that bright ended up getting you white dots up in the cloud? I used a little help on that one. And then the one over on the left went away, and you still have a little remnant up here. And then it's gone. Then you get a big blob of undefined clarity in the snow, of reflective shine or something. You can't define that back there anymore. You get this over here on the edge of that. Then it begins to clear up, and then boom. Must have cracked out from behind a cloud, but we've seen much brighter days at Niemeyer when there's not clouds, and well, I don't know what to say about that big glare there. Or the dots in the clouds. Couldn't begin to tell you why they went up into the cloud. Has anybody ever watched Niemeyer before and caught white dots in the clouds like that? It's not real bright up there today, so it shouldn't have had the old sensors shouldn't have had a problem with light today. So they gave a little excuse on their front page why you would see a black dot, but what is their excuse about dots in the clouds? What in the world would they say about that? And I went to Hawaiian webcams. I like to see the cloudcam. And you see a couple of weird things. I like the horizon, the way you can see over the clouds and see all the stars and the moon. Well, I don't know if I see the moon off this cloud cam or not. Sometimes you see Orion. Usually, I believe. I have recently. But you see some weird things streak out of the cloud, like underneath of it. You're not really sure what exactly that is. I'm going to try to freeze it whenever it comes up. And anybody can figure out what that is. I think it's about at 15 seconds or something. And I'm just speaking about Orion. Oop, I missed it. Let's try it again. There we go. We got a little bit of it there. If this is time-lapse photography, somebody tell me if a bird looks like a streak or an airplane, because that looks really weird. I've always thought it looked weird whenever I looked at it before. I'm not exactly sure why it appeared, what could appear like that. It can't be planes taking off. You could define the shape of a plane more so than that. Or an animal like a bird. So other than the nice view you get, seeing the stars and everything, you also see these things just poof, fly off. Where are they coming from? What is that exactly? Another one. Sure is pretty though, everything out there. Go from the first here a little bit. You can see that first one shoot by. Now it looked like that one came from, I can't tell if it's coming from beyond the edge. There was another one, or underneath the cloud. It looks like it's coming from underneath the cloud, whatever that is. That other one should be coming up. There it went. So I'm not real sure about that either. And this is from tonight. I went and washed my car, or pickup, and then I was able to capture Venus over by the moon. You can see an airplane flying just in time, right when I pointed up, going back to the airbase. There were actually more, but I would have had to point more left and miss the moon. So I stayed on it. Because this is a nice place. You can come and look at some scenery. They have different cameras you can choose from different places. So, while I'm at it, let's go ahead and open up the stellarium. We'll get ourselves a little different of a view. If it'll ever load. You've got a mind of your own, don't you, Mr. Stellarium? Apparently Stellarium doesn't like Sechi. Okay, finally. Now this is if we were pointed south. We're going to back up some. And you can see how you could look up. That was definitely the Moon and Venus, in case anybody wondered. You can see the sun goes down, it begins to get dark, everything begins to become where you can see it. So at about 5:37, somewhere in there, it was starting to show pretty good. Pretty cool to look at. That's why I captured it. What did we have? Just not long ago, didn't we have Jupiter? Was that Jupiter in opposition? Or conjunction? I believe it was, wasn't it? Well, let me know what you think of the ring here. What do you think of the optics? You think it's a camera deal? I think the idea is out that maybe it's not. So let me know what you think. I'm interested to hear and know. I'll holler at everybody real soon. I'm gonna go check out the earthquakes and see what's going on there. Y'all have a good rest of the work week. I gotta get back into it tomorrow myself. And we'll be heading into 2012. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. Change is coming. Let's see if the Mayan thing works. If it fits inside the real timeline of God. God bless everyone. Speak with you soon.